How do you feel knowing you're the recipient of the Professional Achievement Award?
Oh, I feel wonderful. I mean, Kent State was just so important to me, and to be recognized by an institution that made such a big difference in my life is just a wonderful feeling.
I am so proud. I have to say, I do have to say that Earl was a postdoctoral fellow in my lab 25 years ago, and so I've seen him develop into this absolute world leader, going from someone getting training to being a leader, throughout the world in this field has been just tremendously, I'm just tremendously proud of what he's done.
Describe yourself.
Describe myself. You mean personally or professionally or? Okay. Well, I'm professor of neuroscience at MIT, where I have been for the past 20 years. I study the neural basis of cognitive function. I have a long-standing interest in how the brain produces the mind.
Earl is a little unusual and certainly different than most people's stereotype of a scientist these days. People think about a scientist as someone who's locked in the lab 24 hours a day and has very restricted life. But Earl is an incredible human being. He's got tremendous outside interests. He's a musician, he has a band, he plays the guitar.
Outside the office, well, I'm generally a passionate person. When I pick something that I'm interested in, I go all the way, and I feel I'm a very dedicated scientist. I also I have my hobbies outside the lab. I play music, I enjoy restaurants, I enjoy good wine. I mean, generally I don't believe in doing many things halfway.
Why should other Kent State alumni be so proud of him?
Well, this dedication to understanding brain function so that ultimately we can help the millions of people in the US and around the world suffering from brain disorders. I mean, that kind of dedication is really admirable in a scientist. And for someone who goes from dedication to actually accomplishment, to actually doing what they set out to do, is that tremendous advance in understanding of brain cognition this way. I mean, this is something I think that Kent State should hold up as an example for its current incoming students and for its alumni.
I like to say that Kent State is what made me the scientist I am today, and everything after that was just polish. So to be recognized by some place that I considered to launch me to where I am today is I'm repeating myself, just a wonderful feeling. I want to first and foremost thank my wife Marlene. I mean, it's her support for many years now that has gotten me where I am. I couldn't have done anything without her. She's everything to me. I'd like to thank my mentors, Bob Desimone, who was my postdoc mentor, my PhD mentor, Charlie Gross. And importantly, I'd like to thank some people at Kent State. What first got me interested in science was that I volunteered to work in a laboratory in the psychology department. I was hooked from the moment I did my first experiment. I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And it was a professor in the psychology department, Richard Vidaris, who gave me that opportunity. I was just some undergraduate, and he welcomed me into his laboratory and treated me like a scientist from the first day I was there, and that made a big difference in my life. And Dave Riccio, who's a psychology professor, I took his class. He mentored me when I was an undergraduate. He gave me a push in the right direction when I needed a push, and was very inspiring, and gave me a lot of critical advice that led me onto the road that I am today.